right, so I watched this video. It's called The Magical Formula to Attract Huge Amount of Money Immediately. Okay, on this channel, let me subscribe to this channel because anytime I watch this video, I just make it a point to subscribe. Not this is a news channel, but you get my point. Anyway, this video, you know how some people say, some people will go, just think positive and everything good will happen in your life, right? Just think positively. And this video basically did a good explanation of why that is not necessarily true. Okay, how many people do you know that try to think positively, right, but it doesn't always work out like that? You know, things happen. Or let me say it like this, maybe you haven't tracked anyone enough to know that thinking positively can translate or result in positive things happening in your life. Let me just say it like this. An easy way I can say this is bad things happen to good people. Okay, that's just in the grand scheme of everything, right? But there are certain activities in your life, like for example your business, your money moves, right? How you operate your health, right? If you don't take care of your health, right? If you don't go out there and work out or engage in fitness programs, you know, you're not fit. You're not fit. You're not fit. That's going to be the result you're going to have. You can think all positive all you want. Thinking positive is not going to translate to making sure you're fit. Okay, you're gonna have to actually get off your butt and go to the gym, or go right down to that bicycle in the basement and ride that thing for 10 to 15 minutes and do it more consistently before you can claim that you're working towards achieving the result of being fit. Okay, but this is such a, you know, the first movie that I watched about this was called The Secret. It's a book, but it's also a movie that I watched a long time ago about you know, about this kind of things. Yes, absolutely. Ananias, I think faith without works is dead, and this is applicable everywhere in life. But this video did a very good explanation. A lot of gimmicky, feels gimmicky, but you know, but I also have the gift of discernment. I would like to think, where I start to listen to certain wirings in the brain and the brain, and they start, you can lose me easily like that. So this video has a lot of those things. But the point that this video is making is that thinking positively, if it does not align with you feeling positively, you're wasting your time. Okay, so thinking positively is like, you know, I was raised in Nigeria, which is my heritage country, with a lot of people. It's a third world country, and a lot of people they suffer from lack of water in the household. I mean, running water, lack of power, like how everything is lit up right now. There is a 99.99% chance that this light will never blink, and it's the opposite in Nigeria. There's a 99.99% chance that in the next 5 minutes this light is gonna go out for no reason. Right? And it may come back later, maybe tomorrow. Basically, we have to find artificial ways of lighting up the house to be able to see what we're doing, right? So there's basic amenities like that in the third world country that's missing, and so people tend to gravitate towards anybody, any kind of prophet or anybody that preaches things like, hey, think positively and then it will happen, right? They tend to do that a lot, right? But the truth is that ever since I've been growing up, I grew up in the late 80s into the 90s, they've always had this problem, and they've always been positive thinker. Yes, I claim it, right? They've always been there, and nothing has changed. As a matter of fact, things have gotten worse since then. And also, in addition to that, I'm supposed to not say that, right? I'm supposed to keep thinking positive, and just one day, maybe after my lifetime, 2 lifetimes after mine, we will figure it out, right? But this is third world country issues, right? No, nothing special, except that it's special, right? So, this video really does a good job about why the brain would disagree. Like there's a disconnect between your body and your mind, right? Your body, you as a person, your feelings is disconnected from your thinking. If your feelings are disconnected from your thinking, it's very unlikely that the idea of thinking positive or thinking anything there is, right, that it will work out in your favor, because your feeling is more subconscious, and then it takes over anyway. and there are ways that you're going to make certain moves that is basically much more, we align more with how you feel than what you think, right? You can see this problem in relationships a lot as well. You will see this problem in relationships a lot, because people will say, oh, facts, let's talk about the facts, let's not worry about your feelings. Well, that become problematic because people's feelings is 80% of everything. Again, just like I said, mindset, right? So if you dismiss their feelings, even though the feelings is disconnected from reality in terms of how tangible it is, right? But we're just gonna dismiss that person's feeling because again, you're contradicting that. You're trying to make them think. Yes, they can think what you're saying. As a matter of fact, you may write it out on spreadsheet. Some people say, hey, let's put a spreadsheet in front of each other and talk about the finances every day, and then we will have a solid marriage because we know the numbers, and because finances is number one cause of marriage breaking down. I disagree. Okay, that may be what people write down in the court systems, is because we disagree on money, right? That may be what they write down in places where it can be tracked from a statistic standpoint. But I disagree. The reason why marriages are breaking down is because people don't know how to manage emotions. There are emotions involved. It's either one person is claiming to not be emotional while the other person is expressing themselves emotionally, or somebody's emotional needs is not being filled. That can reflect in finances in real life, but it starts from somewhere. There's underlying reasons why people don't agree on what they don't agree on, and we're just gonna we're gonna dismiss that, right? Basically, you're trying to fix the symptom and not the underlying issue, the underlying disease. So you're gonna keep having the symptom. It's not sustainable, right? It's the same thing. Positive thinking without positive feeling, it's not gonna work out. Okay, so how do you build positive feelings, right? Now that has to do with everything you surround yourself with, how you set up your life, your lifestyle choices, right? Your lifestyle, like you can literally change how you feel when you walk into a gym and you work out for 30 minutes. When you come back out, you literally feel differently. That's one way right there, right? Yes, you change your physical, but also the dopamine, the chemicals that creates some kind of different type of dynamic, and you feel differently suddenly. And I'm not talking about the sore or anything like that. I'm talking about feeling differently from an emotional standpoint. I've seen it happen over and over again. So that's one way, but the point I'm making in this video is not to teach you how to do that. It's to understand that that is a thing, okay? You need to focus on how you feel. When you're dealing with your relationships, focus on the feelings that are playing a role in the situation, and then everything else will be added onto it. Okay? If you dismiss the feelings, you're dismissing the underlying disease, and fixing the symptoms you're just gonna be suffering for no reason. But I think this video did a great job analyzing from a chemical brain balance, neurons in the brain balance. I think it's an interesting video to watch. When you do get a chance to go ahead and watch that video. All right, now there's not much disagreement. Somebody said, let's just look at in the comments. I went from depressed and homeless to owning a 5-bedroom ocean view home and living my dream lifestyle in Maui, Hawaii. You can manifest your dream life, right? So now, all right, you can move beyond your programming, fears, stories, obstacles. Tiny steps create divine transformations. This statement can be just as true as what this video is suggesting. The point that this video is suggesting is that between depressed and homeless to owning 5-bedroom ocean view, some things happened. Somebody took some kind of action. Somebody realigned themselves with the right type of energy and opportunities. Those things, without those things, you still can't claim the results. That's what it's saying. So I don't disagree with what this person said, but it's just good to note that some things happen in between, and just be aware of that. And yes, thinking positively could be a good start. Let's be clear, manifestation could be a good start. Vision board could be a good start. Putting a vision board on your wall can absolutely affect how you feel, okay? So I'm just saying, the thinking just by itself has its own limitations.